Hello, dear students. I hope all of you are happy and safe. This is Prity Kishore from Kendriya Vidyalaya, Bailey Road, second shift, Patna. The chapter that we are going to read is The Book That Saved the Earth. It's written by Claire Boyko. Bachcho, this is the last chapter of our second book, that is Footprints Without Feet. Let's start. First of all, we should know about the author. Claire Boyko is a famous author of children's books, and she is known for the book that saved the earth that we are going to read, The Cry Baby Princess, dramatized parodies of familiar stories, and children plays for creative actors. Claire gave her entire life to her passion for literature in her career as a children. You can have a look of this wonderful writer. Now the characters of the story, Bacho, and you will be familiar with these as you read the play. Historian, great and mighty think tank, apprentice Noodle, Captain Omega, Lieutenant Toyota, and Sergeant O. Bacho, actually, this is a very funny play. If you read it, you'll enjoy. Mother Goose this rhyme book plays a very important role. See, it is a well known book of nursery rhymes, we all know in English, and how this book is going to save Earth. A short summary of the story, if I tell you. This play is a science fantasy, you can say, and this imaginary story is set in the 25th century. We are living in the 21st. A historian is giving a talk to the audience about the 20th century and telling the audience that the 20th century was called the era of books. Means this century was an important one where books got its importance. Then she talks of the Martian invasion of the earth that took place in the year 2040. But in fact, the invasion never took place. She says that one old book of nursery rhymes saved the world from a Martian invasion. In the 25th century, they resumed contact with Mars and they became friends. This play is set in the 25th century. Historian shows a very important historical event that took place in the 20th century. So all the actions in the play and characters are set in that century only. This lesson describes a great historical event of 2040 when a Martian invasion is planned on our Earth. But actually, it never happened. How? Because a book named Mother Goose, which is an old book of rhymes, of course, it somehow saved Earth. Now, the two main characters are Great and Mighty Think Tank and his apprentice Noodle. Now, this mighty think tank represents a person who is self obsessed with his intelligence, and he thinks that he is the most intelligent person alive. He is commander in chief and the ruler of Mars. He feels himself to be very intelligent and powerful. He orders his apprentice Noodle to contact their manned space probe to the planet Earth. And meanwhile, Noodle is obeying. He looks into this mirror and declares that Martians are a handsome race and the Earthlings are ugly. And he asks the question, Mirror, mirror, tell me, who is the most intelligent person? And the mirror answers, Of course, you are. Now, when the contact is established between think tank and the manned mission, the manned mission is having Captain Omega, Lieutenant Toyota, and Sergeant Oak. They have landed in a structure which they don't know actually what is that. That is a library, in fact. Then great and mighty think tank starts making ridiculous guesses. What is that place and what things are there? He identifies those books as sandwiches. Then he orders them to eat. They all are bewildered to hear that, but they could not help it, and Captain Omega tries to eat them. Noodle intervenes and saves the situation. He says that it's nothing to eat here, but it's a communication device. Then think tank says this, yes, I was about to say that. These are not the sandwiches, but these are communication. Then again he changes his opinion after hearing Noodle that it is not for ear communication but eye communication. You have to watch what is there. Then he tells them to observe a large colorful sandwich that is actually a book and tell their observation. Oh, when they see this book and he is not able to understand what is written or what is in that, then Noodle again suggests them they should use the vitamins to increase their intelligence. After having those vitamins, they start reading, or you can say deciphering, whatever was in that sandwich book. Omega reads the rhyme of Mistress Mary. Now think tank, using his thinking capacity, interprets it, and he declares that earthlings have discovered how to combine agriculture with mining, and they can actually grow crops of rare metals such as silver, and can also grow high explosives. Then the second rhyme also is misinterpreted. They say that it's a haydiddle, and think tanks say that it is more alarming because they means here, earthlings are trying to launch an interplanetary attack. And then comes the final one, that is rhyme of Humpty Dumpty. Ope shows this picture of Humpty Dumpty. We all know Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, that rhyme, and think tank has a similar you can say face and body structure, and he feels that these earthlings have somehow discovered about him, and now he cancels the invasion. Then he thinks that the earthlings are after him. He orders Noodle to prepare a space capsule for him. See, the Humpty Dumpty and think tank is almost like him only. Now think tank orders the space people to leave the earth at once. He also says that there shouldn't be any trace, and they head to Alpha Centauri. Now bachcho, this book of nursery rhymes saves the world. An historian tells this story. Historian also informs that the wise and wonderful Noodle, after many years, now Earth and Mars have established new relations, and Noodle has replaced that great mighty think tank. Friendly relations we have assumed, and people on Earth have established a library there also. But there is one book still which Martians don't want to read, and of course you can understand which book is that. Now these are some words which you can read, understand and learn. Thank you.